All right, guys, it is February 22nd, Team SB call. I'm super pumped because I am heading out to LA tomorrow to be a part of the New Leader Conference, which for those of you that don't know what that is, when you hit two-star, you qualify to go to LA for like an exclusive training. And I am like literally on top of the moon excited about going and being able to come bring back this information and share it with you guys because I've been to Coach Summit, which is phenomenal. If you haven't purchased your ticket for that, I highly recommend that you do. We'll talk more about that. But this is more of like an exclusive thing. It's a smaller group. And it's just going to be, I'm like super freaking pumped about it. I won't lie. I'm really excited to see what these smaller events are like. Like I said, Summit is life-changing, but I can't even wait to see how I'm going to come back from this one. And I can't wait to share this stuff with you. So really excited about that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, the Diamond Dash. I posted this in our team page earlier this week. I got a message from Elizabeth Hartkey today, and we're actually calling it off. We didn't get much engagement on it at all. Not many people are interested, and to be completely honest with you guys, I am just not a huge fan of diamond pushes. I feel like everybody goes into a real giant comparison frenzy through a diamond push, and I just believe that if diamond is something that you want, it's something that you should talk to your upline about and create a strategic plan to help you get there. I can tell you right now that every diamond that is underneath me or in my organization did not pop through a diamond push. Everybody popped by utilizing their upline and really working hard with them to get to where they want to be. But yeah, I want to make sure that I'm going to come up with something, but it's not going to be necessarily like a push, but it is going to be for people that are really actively trying to achieve diamond before Summit. Just so you guys know, in order to be recognized as a star diamond coach at Summit, you need to start your qualification by May 18th. Your qualification for whatever rank you're going to be at Summit starts on May 18th. To be recognized as a diamond coach at Summit, you need to wake up as a diamond on the 22nd. That is for everything too, emerald, everything like that. But that gives you guys plenty of time. I just had a conversation with Andrea about this last night, and that's plenty of time to achieve diamond. It really is. And like I said, if diamond is something that you're shooting for, one, and I told Andrea this last night, I hope you remember, Andrea, one, it's not hard, okay? It's not hard to get there. And two, you have to have your own reason for wanting it. You can't want it because your upline wants you to have it. Like, you actually have to want it. So if that's something that you're shooting for and that you want to achieve for Summit, please reach out to your upline coach so they can help you create a plan to help you get there. It is a great thing because you will get recognized for it. You get to wear this awesome little medal around your neck. And it's really fun. But like I said, I'm not doing like an active push for it, but I am going to create something for coaches that are trying to push for that kind of stuff for Summit, which maybe we'll use our Summit page for it. Regardless, we'll figure it out. But if you don't know what Summit is, you can go to CoachSummit2017.com and look at that. Everybody should actively try to be there, in my honest opinion. Like, you really want to try to get there. It is life-changing. It will change your entire business, and I'm just throwing that out right off the bat. So we really want to make sure that and I know that a lot of people, Summit is July 13th through 16th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I know that we have a lot of people going and enrolled already, so it'd be really awesome to all be together in New Orleans for this. So also for my PS coaches, pushing for diamond right now is really a cool thing because we are pushing for our diamond retreat in September. So the moment you hit diamond, you have a 6-week qualification to lock it in, and you keep locking in Success Club, and you will earn that retreat too. So it kind of kills two birds with one stone. All right. Success Club board looks phenomenal. I literally had a call with my Success partner today, and we were talking about how many of our coaches were in Success Club, and I have this whiteboard behind my desk, and I'm literally just like mind blown on how many. I have personally just not. I have 9 coaches in Success Club, And that doesn't include the rest of our team, like our coaches who have coaches in Success Club and their coaches who have coaches in Success Club. The duplication effect for February is phenomenal. It's incredible. But we still have a lot of coaches that are at 2 or 3 right now. So my advice to you guys is to just keep pushing and continue. And I'm hoping that tonight's call in regards to conversations maybe helps a little bit in regard to maybe where you feel stuck or where you're having some troubles. But I'm really hoping that we can finish out this month as like a record. We're already at a record-breaking month for our team. But I feel like we can, with everybody, I have on our team, like my PS coaches, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people just 2 points away from locking it in. And that's incredible. That's incredible. And I'm excited to run the report tomorrow and see where the rest of the organization is too. So we have plenty of time. It's only the 22nd. We have 6 days to make incredible things happen. And last announcement before I get into this, everybody please cheer on Emily. I know we can see the roof right now because I know she is working freaking hard right now to lock in a big goal tonight. So everybody cheer her on, send the good vibes her way. She's really, really freaking pumped for what she's pushing for right now. And Emily, I've been thinking about you all day. I know that we've been texting back and forth, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I know you've been working your butt off, so keep it up. Everybody's rooting for you. We're excited for you. So, all right. Good vibes heading her way right now. All right, so we're going to jump into conversation. And guys, I'm going to keep the chat box on the side because I want to make sure that you guys stop. I want this to be an interactive call. I want you guys to stop me, to ask questions as I go. If you have a certain way that you would handle these situations, because like I said, I pulled a lot of the things that other people were saying out of conversations. I've also pulled the way that our coaches were sometimes answering these things to show maybe what we could have done differently to keep the conversations going, change the outcome of that conversation. And I am no expert at this. I get curveballs thrown at me every damn day. I will literally, like, just when I think I've heard it all, I'm like, whoa. Like, wait till you see one of my examples in here. You'll be like, what the hell? Like, something new comes at you every day. But here's the thing. I have been doing this for almost 3 years now, which is absolutely incredible. And I've learned a lot when it comes to conversations, and I'm hoping that these help you guys. So let me share my screen. I put a lot of them in the PowerPoint. So this is the first one that someone sent me from our team. I'm honestly super tempted to go for it right now. Can you tell me a little more about the kind of expenses to expect? Like, do you need to add anything to the shakes, fruit, or anything like that? I was also reading about there being a $38 quarterly fee for being a member, which pretty much evens out the 10% savings on Shakeology. Would being a member give me access to Beachbody On Demand, or is that an additional fee? Sorry for all the questions. I just want to make sure I don't screw myself over financially. Whoa. Right? This is a lot. And the way that I would handle this situation, and guys, I have the chat box open, so if you have any comments or anything, please type in there or unmute. This is a lot. So in this situation, it is extremely tempting to sit back and literally like answer all of these in one message. But you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you can attack each and every single one of their concerns on their own. So she says expenses, what to expect. Then she says add anything to the shakes. Then she says fruits. Then she mentions a $38 quarterly fee. And then she talks about, oh, that evens out the 10% savings on Shakeology. And then she starts talking about Beachbody On Demand. Now, this is going to happen, and there's nothing wrong with this. But what you want to do as a coach is you want to say, I would respond to this saying, when she says, I want to make sure I don't screw myself over financially, I would instantly respond and be like, I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm going to break this down into several messages just so I can make sure that I answer all your questions clearly. And then I'll be like, does that sound okay? And she probably would be like, okay. So then I would start at the top. Can you tell me, first off, I would start with the easy things. I would go through this and saying, do you need to add anything to the shakes or anything like that? I would go through and be like, hey, you know what? Like basically there's so many different ways and so many different recipes you can make the perfect shake. I have a full document of different things based on the flavor that you decide to choose. But basically and then I would go with that. I would say like, what are your cravings? Like, et cetera, et cetera. I would dig a little more into like what she's wanting, what flavor she's wanting, things like that. And let her know that like I have all the tools that's going to help her create the perfect shake. Then I would transition into, once we go back and forth about that for a while, I would say, okay, so you were a little nervous about the expenses. So let me break this down for you. And then basically you can attack quarterly fee, 10% savings on Shakeology, and Beachbody On Demand all in one. You can just say your first 30 days of Beachbody On Demand are going to be included. Unless you decide to do the all access, which you get to at a certain point. But your first day of Beachbody On Demand is being included. But yes, there is a $38 charge after your first 30 days. But it's totally worth it because you're going to get A, B, C, and D, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can break down the rest of the charges and just simple it down for her. But in this situation, I would really try to break this down into as many messages as possible and get engagement rather than try to answer it all in one. Any questions on that? This also proceeds, that same message proceeded into, oh, we'll get to it in a second. Okay, so this was the conversation that I had, okay? This was an invite I sent to her. Said, hey, Chelsea, how are you? You're probably wondering what the heck I'm reaching out for. It's to honestly and genuinely, you guys can screenshot these if you need them. I'm going to share the PowerPoint on our team page also. It's to honestly and genuinely thank you for my support on my post yesterday. I'm super excited about the upcoming group. And hey, I know it's a little forward and you're super busy with everything going on in your life, but I'd love to invite you to join me. I know we chatted in the past about my group, so would you be interested in doing with me? How many of you guys have gotten this? The immediate price, right? How much is it to commit? This is the way that I answer. Great to hear back from you. To be honest, price is going to be based on what I recommend for you. I know we chatted back and forth in 2015. Crazy how long it's been. But would you mind telling me your updated goals so I can get to know you a little better? That avoids the price situation for a while. And that way you can loop back to it. But that lets you get into the part where you're going to answer their questions. Any questions on that? Kaylee asks, at this point with the price of all access, isn't it better to introduce that option as better financially? I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second. Good question though. Okay. This one was actually attached to that first message I showed you guys. I've actually considered selling it myself. I heard you get 25% commission and 5% off of any orders for yourself. I'd love to have all the information you have. I will say that the coach that sent me this did a really great job of answering these. So I'm giving the person that sent me that, you know who you are, big kudos for this because you answered this really well. But this person did her freaking research, man. She was behind the scenes doing her own research. But the way that the coach answered this is exactly how I would. She mentioned about how she could sign her up as a discount coach. And she wouldn't have to work the business off the bat because she would help her get her first transformation first. And then she could transition into coaching whenever she was ready. But she does have a discount option for that coach or for that person where she could save on future Shakeology orders. She answered that really great. I thought it was awesome because, yes, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am not a huge fan, and everybody's different. I'm not telling you not to do this. It's your business. I am not a huge fan of bringing people on as coaches because they don't have the transformation. They're not believers yet. So I'm pretty adamant about, yes, signing them up as discount coaches if it's going to be like this customer where they know that they're going to get savings and that's important to them. But I am also, whenever they kind of mention the business opportunity right off the bat, I'm always deterring them into saying like, I would love for you to join my team, but let's focus on getting you your first transformation. Let's try this out for a couple weeks. And let's make sure that you're liking it. Because I want to make sure that you are proof the products work. And the best coaches on my team are the ones that have a transformation. And you guys can look through your little chat boxes right now and see that every single person on this call has some sort of transformation. And that's why they're a great coach. So this one, the coach that answered this one did a really good job. But you'll get these sometimes. So this was after an initial invite. The person said, heck yeah, I'd love to. How would the fitness challenge work? And I included some of the responses from this because I would kind of want to show you how I would deal with this. So heck yeah, I would love to. How does the fitness challenge work? She said, I'm excited you're interested. I know you wanted to maintain and build muscle. Are those still your goals? I think that she transitioned really well from that because obviously they talked in the past. So that was good. And she says, yes. But at the same time, she asked how the fitness challenge worked, And I feel like you need to kind of bring something back up in regard to the challenge. So instead of saying like, are those still your goals? If this was me, I probably would have given her a brief explanation on what it was. So I would have said something like, how would the fitness challenge work? For me, like personally, one I sent today was like, we're basically basing our current group on loving yourself again. So every day, the girls in there are logging a workout, they're logging their Shakeology, they're getting motivation from each other, and they're supporting each other along the way. It's really an internal and external makeover. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? And that way, I know right off the bat if they're actually interested in the group. And then she says, yeah, that sounds great. You can transition into, okay, awesome. So tell me a little more about your fitness goals so that we can find the program that's going to work best for you. Does that make sense, guys? And she did a good job. I'm not saying that what she did was wrong here, but because she asked what the fitness challenge was, I would give her an explanation on that. I'd make sure she knows what it is, because you don't want to get all the way to the end of the conversation, waste 2 days of your time to find out she has zero interest in being a part of that group. But you can see here that this coach did a good job of starting to ask questions, which I think is really good. All right. Awesome. Thank you. I was doing Herbalife for a while and lost weight, but I need to start up again. So this is also after a forming, an invite came out. She brings up an old program. This coach immediately went to tell me your goals. Let's see if there's something that would work for you to start up again. In this situation, it's easy to avoid what she was doing for a while, but I want to know why she didn't like it or why she decided not to do it anymore, because this is going to answer a lot more questions for you. So she said, I was doing Herbalife for a while and I lost weight, but I need to start up again. Be like, well, why didn't that work out for you? Like, I would say something along the lines of like, I'm not really familiar with Herbalife, to be honest with you, but why did you stop? Because what if she answers your questions and says something along the lines of, I'm just not motivated. I wasn't motivated to start. That's going to help you address those things. If she says, like you say, I would ask her more about how much weight she lost before. It's like, great, how much weight did you lose from that? Why didn't you stick with it, etc. Like, you want to ask that kind of stuff. And then when you say, like she says she wants to start up again, after you find out why that stuff didn't work for her, you can transition into, okay, awesome. Tell me your goals. I want to see if we'll see if this is something you might be interested in. Then she transitioned into, I just want to maintain primarily as well as build muscle, but I don't want to lose weight, if that makes sense. Okay, obviously, as weird as that is worded, like, we all know what she means. So in that sense, I would just keep asking questions. That's not something where you're not going to ask one question and expect to know the answer and what you're going to recommend to them. So I would just, you want to know what she's tried before, why it didn't work for her, why it did work for her, why she stopped. I was just wanting to maintain primarily as build muscle, lose weight makes sense. I'd be like, that makes perfect sense. I totally understand. Do you work out now? What type of workouts are you doing now? Transition into more questions. This was somebody forming with somebody. And the girl responds and says, well, thank you so much. I've been seeing your posts here on my feed, lately on my feed, and great job on your weight loss journey. You look fabulous. I need to get on your plan. Oh my God, that is like the best message you could ever freaking get from somebody. This coach said, you're welcome, girl. Thank you. I'm in month 4 now, and I'm getting so stinking stoked to be getting some muscle now that I'm over the moon, and I would hook you up for sure. I would love to help you out. Okay. No. You want to word that differently. You want to get on your plan. I would say, thank you so much, girl. I really appreciate that. Are you on a health and fitness journey yourself? And if she says no, be like, oh, awesome. Well, I'd love to talk to you more about what we're doing. Have you heard about Beachbody before? You want to just kind of keep it short and sweet. Like, thank them for the compliment. But this girl literally asked you to invite her. Straight off the bat. You don't need to beat around the bush with this one. Just get right to the point. And she said, what are you doing working out? And then that obviously allows you to expand a little more. Again, nothing wrong with the way that this coach answered this. It's just, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like, the girl, I will hook you up for sure. I would love to help you out. I would have answered that with a question instead to like get her to respond and be like, heck yeah, I'd love to talk to you more. Like for me, when people send me a message like that, I will say what she did at the beginning, but then I'm like, I'd love to talk to you more about it. How have you been? Like, you want to humanize this. They want to know that you're not trying to sell them something, so just try to make it humanized. This was a random message one of the coaches got. Hey, hon, I was wondering what your daily calorie intake was. This person is obviously following this coach's journey. And I kept out the way that she answered this, but in this sense, this is also another golden egg opportunity to bring up what you do. I would answer this and say something along the lines of, actually, right now I'm sticking in between a 1,200 and 1,500 calorie range, but I'm doing it through the portion control container system. Have you heard of Beachbody, or have you heard of the 21-day fix portion control containers, whatever? That way you're kind of giving in a plug there. Hey, this is a follow-up. Wanted to follow up with you and see what you thought about the health bet if you had time to check it out. This girl said, hey, hon, sorry I didn't get back to you. I thought about it, and I really don't have the schedule to make that work. My schedule is very specific, and I have to work out when I go to the gym. I appreciate the offer, maybe sometime in the future, or I can, but not right now. Like, what? What is this answer? Oh, this excuse. Like, oh my God, I literally like saw this today and I started cracking up. I was like, this is like the worst. I cannot even believe that I read this. So for this, as weird as this one is, she addressed two things here. Her biggest concern is time. And she also said she hadn't have to work out when I go to the gym. But honestly, it's like the most mind-blowing message back I ever received in my life. But you just kind of go along with it. Oh, totally understand. My schedule is completely specific too, and the beauty about Beachbody is I can take it on my cell phone to the gym. And our workouts are 30 minutes or less. Do you mind telling me what your schedule is like so I can help you figure it out? This coach kind of ended it after this, and I literally was just staring at this message with my jaw dropped, like, what the heck? Like, this is like one that I would fight to the death on, because if you can clearly tell she just like doesn't want to do it, but she just won't come out and say it. So you can, again, dig through this, find out what her real objection is, but right now it's time. I would say great, because I can take it to the gym on your phone. This person messaged her and said, so I'm really considering Shakeology. Again, golden egg opportunity right here. She said, hey girl, that's awesome you're considering it. I'd love to get you involved, and I'd love to really get involved, get everything in the works for you. What sparked your interest? I've been losing a lot of weight, and some people mentioned it. After she said, I'm really considering Shakeology, I would have just said, hey girl, super excited that you're considering it. How are you? How have you been? Start a conversation with them, again, bring it back, humanize it, really figure out, and then I would go into, so what has you interested? The same thing. I think the biggest thing that a lot of us skip is we get so excited when somebody would message us something like that we immediately dive into it. But you really want to just still develop that relationship with them and really make sure that you're still being a human being behind the scenes. So even today, I had a message and I was having a conversation with somebody who was really vulnerable with me, and told me that she was like embarrassed to message me because she told me yes before and never went through with it. And honestly, we talked about that, and like I completely like, oh, I totally understand what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. But then I said, oh my God, I saw a picture of your kid on your page and I can only how big he is. And then I humanized it. I brought it back to her and I made her like trust me. And I really wanted her to realize that like I actually like want to have a conversation with her. And then guys, you can go back and transition into what sparked your interest. So again, this answer is fine, but it would come a little bit later after you've kind of caught up and had a relationship with them. This one, she said, how much does the whole program cost? It started off so great. That truly depends. As a coach, I asked you a couple questions and it helps me get to know what works for you. And she said, okay, ask away. This coach sent 5 questions in one message. This is self-explanatory, I hope. These are conversations. This is not a survey. So when she said, okay, ask away, I would have said, awesome. So tell me what your health and fitness goals are. What are you working toward right now? Go back and forth. This, I don't know how, I mean, I was actually, again, this is another one I was kind of shocked by, because we don't want to do this, guys. You want to actually have a conversation with people. This is like them filling out a survey. And guess what happened? Anybody want to take a guess in the comment section on what happened because of that message? Anybody know? Because you asked 5 questions in one message. This happened. This happened. All of it was answered in one message. A lot of stuff going on here. And again, this could have been a conversation going back and forth, developing trust along the way. So for the coach that did this, if you watch this or if you're on here and you watch this recording, please don't be discouraged with how you did this. Just know that this could have come out, this could have been a lot better if you would have like taken the time to kind of just go back and forth. So, hey, what are your health and fitness goals right now? My goal is to lose 50 pounds. Awesome. Why that number? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, great. What are some things, like, what are your eating, or do you work out now? Or what are your eating habits like right now? Blah, blah, blah. But like, you guys, like, look at this. This is a lot. And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I went through this and I really still felt like I didn't know how to help her. I know that she craves chocolate. Again, I have to kind of go back and forth to see what she's asking. How much average do you spend on eating out? So these are all great questions that she asked, but they don't go all as one. Because, like I said, I'm reading this right now and like, ooh, I don't know. Like I still don't know enough about her. So I would still have to backpedal and like ask more questions. So take the time to really dive into all of these. This is a great one. One of our coaches sent a really great forming message thanking somebody for liking their post. I'm enjoying every post. You're motivating me to do better. I'm excited and happy for you. Wish you the best in everything you do. Can't believe that in a few months you'll be a registered nurse. Yay, keep motivating us. I love it. I already talked to this coach about it, so she already knows who this is. But this, again, is another golden egg opportunity. While she answered perfectly fine, saying, I can't believe it either. It's flown by. Thanks so much. I'll definitely keep posting motivating. I already told her this, and I'll just tell everybody else this. This is a great opportunity to ask one simple question, which would have kept the conversation going. Yay, thank you. I know I can't believe it either. It's been fully flown by, but I'm ready to get this done. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to keep posting and motivating. Are you on a health and fitness journey yourself? Because you see, this conversation ended. And it's okay. You could have kept it going. That's the only thing I would have changed about this entire thing. And like I said, the coach, she's on this call. She knows us. I already talked to her about it. So it's just, if you ask a question, you will keep the conversation going. It's as simple as that. Same thing here. Wanted to reach out and thank you so much for the support in my recent posts. Super excited about this new journey in my life. Again, super awesome way to form with somebody. She responded, said, you're welcome, keep it up. I'm trying to stay motivated and get back in shape. I literally was like, oh my God. She's trying to get motivated and get back in shape. And all you needed to do in this situation, keep it up. She said, keep it up once you get started and results. Let me know if you ever need any guidance, whatever. All you needed to say in that situation is, that's awesome. What are you doing to get back in shape? Are you on a health and fitness journey too? What are you doing to get the results? And in that sense right there, that would have kept the conversation going too. So what I recommended, if you are somebody that's had a conversation similar to this, I just recommend you going back in about a week or a week and a half and rekindling that conversation in some way, sense, or form. Find something on their page that interests you and reopen that conversation. But this can just continue going with just one simple question. Do I have to get the shake? So how many of you guys get this message or this question? Do I have to get the shake with it? I pulled these from my actual conversations. Okay, do I have to get the Shakeology with that? I said, you don't have to do anything. But the only way that I can guarantee you the best results is if you do. Nutrition is a huge part of this. The exercise is only 20% of it. You wouldn't brush half your teeth and expect the same results as someone who did the whole mouth, you know? What is holding you back, if you don't mind me asking? I don't let this stuff go, guys. I don't, I fight these objections because I believe it. I am like a firm believer of Shakeology. I believe it works. So I will sit there and I'll go back and forth with somebody until they literally tell me no. Like, no, no, no. But you can, this is a really easy way to answer it. You don't want, I understand that some people are going to come to you guys and they're just not going to, they don't, the reason they say they don't want it is they don't know the value of it. They don't understand. They don't know what it means. And how many of you guys were super excited to spend $130 on Shakeology when you first got it? I mean, none of us probably were. We didn't want to spend the money on it. We didn't understand, right? But at the same time, like, we as the coach have to provide them that value to make them understand. And like I said, I never, ever, guys, oh my gosh, for the love of all things, like, I do not sell things without Shakeology. I just don't. Because I seriously will sit and I will fight it. So here's another one. This was a really, really good excuse. And this is another one that really was mind-blowing to me. I honestly loved it, but it's way too much money. And I know I won't be able to afford it on a regular basis. That's why I don't want to start back up with it again. I don't want to get hooked on it again and not be able to have it. This is another one that made me walk over to my wall and smash my head against it. So I was like, this little girl literally just told me she loved it, but she won't buy it. So in this situation, out of curiosity, how would you guys attempt to answer that? Would you let it go or would you fight it? This is the way that I handled it. Have you really tried to break it into your monthly grocery bill or see what you can give up in order to make it fit in? It seems like a lot in the price tag until you see it broken down by day. It's literally $3.50 a shake. Do you stop for coffee daily or grab fast food or spend extra money on something at the grocery store to curb your cravings? It's $3.50 a day is less than what I used to spend at Starbucks. I know you're serious about your goals and you're literally telling me that you loved it. So I guess I'm kind of confused on the reasoning here. If you're wanting to get back in the swing of things, you know the nutrition part is going to play a huge part in it. It worked for you before, so you should be pumped about the fact that you have something that can work for you again. But again, it's not my job to convince you. I'm not made of money either, believe me, and I've been in your shoes. I just don't want money to be your excuse on why you say no, since I both know this is going to work. That's the way that I addressed that. And guess what? She didn't answer, but I followed up with her again because I don't care. I firmly believe that, like, if you like, this excuse was mind blowing, and you're gonna get everything. Like I said, this was a new one. I have never heard somebody tell me that they loved it and they're scared they're gonna get hooked on it again and then not be able to have it. So I had to adjust to that situation and really figure out how to work it. But yes, you fight it. You fight these objections and show them that, guys, it is literally, I'll show you, I don't have it actually up here right now, but I'll give you an example before I go into more objections. I got a message from somebody today, literally, who said, isn't that expensive shake? And I get that a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't really think it's that expensive. And I said, well, can I ask you a question? And she's like, yeah. I said, do you go out and eat coffee or get coffee or eat out every week? And she's like, yeah. I said, how much money do you spend usually on that? And she's like, it averages, I would say between like $50 and $60 a week. Or she says, I don't really know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I was like, do you spend something every week that's over $27? And she's like, oh yeah, every week. And I'm like, okay, well then you can probably make this fit in because it's only $27 a week, $3.50 a day to cover your Shakeology. And I was like, and I used to spend more on that in Starbucks. And then me and her, like, I should have actually screenshotted that conversation because she and I went back and forth for a while. But at the same time, I do fight it. I fight it with her. I fought it with her, and she is somebody that got to the point where she's like, I honestly am not comfortable doing it right now. I'm ready. I will do it with you in March. Like, put me on the list. And then I said, okay, great. When do you want me to follow up with you? So I got my date and I put her in my calendar. So let's go to more objections really quick. And guys, this is in our team page. And then I'm going to get to follow-ups, and we will wrap it up. So this is in our team page. We have a whole list of how to deal with objections. And I have this in there for you guys. So print it off, use them as you want. Could I get the program without the shakes? You could, but you're not going to want to. I actually want you to get the results that you're looking for. I mean, you can say something as simple as that. I already have a protein shake I drank. Good, keep drinking it. protein shakes are awesome, but this isn't a protein shake. It's not meant to be one. This fills literally 100% of the gaps in your nutrition. Have you ever wondered why a protein shake doesn't get rid of your cravings or increase your energy? It's because it's all protein. This is very different. They don't have the time. That one's my favorite because I will fight that one to the death too. Exactly. That's why this can help you so much. If you were to commit 25 to 30 minutes a day at home without having to leave, just think about how much this could help you. Sounds like you're super busy because I've had people that have given me literally their whole life schedule. Sounds like you're super busy. Tell me real quick, is there a point in your day where you have 30 minutes that you just kind of chill and decompress? What if you use that to change your life and feel amazing? Don't you think you give this a shot and send it back if it doesn't help you feel the way that I know it will? Don't have the money. This one I use all the time. I literally copy and paste this all the time. I get it. The only way you're going to feel comfortable investing in this is if you can feel absolutely confident that you're going to get greater value out than what you put in. I totally understand that. What do you need to see for it to be worth the money? That's the one that I used earlier with the girl today that told me she spent money on fast food but couldn't do this. I said, what do you need to see to be worth the money? And she said, results. And I said, fantastic. And then I went into this one. What made me give it a try was the 30-day money-back guarantee. I know you're going to get results. I knew that if I didn't like it, I was going to get my money back. But I felt so much better, and you saw that my results is worth any penny. Does that change anything for you? Again, all these guys are in our team page, and you can fight everything. And this is what I use too. Every time I've tried something that hasn't worked. You've never had me as your coach being there for you every single day. What hasn't worked for you in the past, etc. So there's that. Does anybody have any questions about objections or conversations so far before I end this thing with follow-ups? I'm going to answer Kaylee's question too. Anything on any of that stuff? Does that make sense? Does that help? Okay. Kaylee asked earlier, at this point, with all the price of the all access, isn't it better to introduce that option is better financially? So Kaylee, what I personally do, and you can do this whatever way you want. There's no wrong way to do this. I pretty much show them, and the way that I word it is I'm still going through the entire process that I just showed you, like finding out which program I'd recommend for them, finding out Shakeology, like telling them all the value of it. And I'm literally getting to the point where I know exactly, like Erica, for example, if I was having a conversation with Erica, I would know exactly at the end of that conversation what I'm recommending to Erica to start with, no matter what. So what I'll do is I'll break down that price first. And I'm saying, I don't know if you guys will have that conversations templates in our team page, but I'll say something in regards to like, so Erica, what you're going to get in your package is the portion control containers, the shaker, 8 workouts on DVD, 30 days access to Beachbody On Demand, a month of Shakeology, all the stuff that comes with it, as well as access to my groups, challenge stuff, recipes, etc. Typically that's $210, but I can bundle that together for you for $160. Or you actually have the option to upgrade to all access, where you can get every single program we have, plus all the new ones coming out this year, and all the stuff I mentioned above for $40 extra. What are your thoughts? And every time, I can guarantee you, for me personally, it has been, oh, I might as well just upgrade for $40. And then they'll ask me a little more about it, and I can talk to them more about it. But typically, like, you're still going to want to go through your entire conversation where you're going to still want to figure out what they want, because even if they do get all access, they need to know where to start. So, like, for me, I signed up a girl yesterday, and we literally talked about the 21-day fix for days. And then she chose all access. And then I showed her how to log in to all on demand to find 21-day fix and how to start meal prepping and how to plan while she waited for her package. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I guess the first time I was presented with this was like right when I became a coach. I went through the whole thing. She said 21-day fix. And at the time, I still didn't completely understand all access. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad, like, looking back, I wish I would have offered it to her, but she was so worried about money. I was afraid if I said, give more money, you get more, like, I was afraid she'd say no. But I had another situation where a girl said, I want Core de Force. And then I explained it. Like, I had actually explained all access to her before she said she wanted just Core de Force. And once I told her the price of just Core de Force compared to the all access, she chose all access. So
Yeah, and a lot of people do it. Oh yeah, a lot of people do. The thing is like you said, it's a $40 difference. You know, so if you word it as like, great, it's gonna be $160, or I'll give you everything that we have ever put out for $40 more. Like it's like a no-brainer. In their minds, they're clicking as like, oh, I don't have to buy another program this entire year. I'm getting all the new programs. This is where Beachbody's releasing 3 new programs this year. So I'm getting access to those. And the only thing that I have to worry about every month is paying for my Shakeology. I mean, okay. You know, so I think that like the way that I've been doing it, it's working. And again, everybody does it differently. I've had coaches out, I know coaches are out there that are presenting it where it's like, they're using our straight up challenge packs with the program, calling them the basic packages now. Like if people were saying that $199 is too expensive, they're like, okay, great. Well, we can do a basic package for you for $40 cheaper. So if you're noticing that money's an issue with people, then that might be a way for you to start it. You know, if money's already going to be something you're going to have to fight, you can start it at $199 and then bring it down. You know, so it's like $199. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, you can do a kickstart package that includes a 3-day refresh for $180, or we can do a basic package for $160, or you can just do a club membership for $140. So like it kind of waves by the person too. So like I said, if I know somebody's going to give me money problems, I'll usually start high and work my way down low. Does that help, guys? All right, we'll end this thing with follow-ups. How many of you guys are in a situation where you're feeling like, shit, I don't know how often to follow up with people. I don't know what to say to them. I don't know how to word it. I don't know. They haven't answered my messages. How the hell do I message them again and say the same thing? Okay, I know that this is something that a lot of people have had issues with, so I'm hoping that this clears things up for you guys. I deal with this all the time. I like have all these great conversations going, and sometimes I'll just go mute, and then they'll stop, and I'm like, how do I bring it up again? And then I'll send a message, and they still won't answer, and then I'm like, do I let them go, or do I come back to them? I am the queen of like, if you went into my inbox right now, guys, you would see some conversations that are me for the past year. Me, all the way up the line. Because I am so adamant that until they tell me no, I will continue to follow up. Now, do I do it every day? No. No, I do not. So I'm going to give you guys kind of how I do it, and hopefully this helps you guys out. In regards to, we all know, I'm hoping we all know how to invite at this point. Pretty much, and I'm not going to go too much into that so I can give more time to follow-ups, but you should be inviting every single day, at least some way, shape, or form. Forming with people, stuff like that. So after the initial invite goes out and people say like they need time to think on it, the biggest thing I want you guys to do, and write this down, please, if you have pen and paper, ask them when they want you to follow up with them. So if somebody says, like, I need some time to think about it, a lot of times we'll be like, okay. For me, I've been getting into the habit of saying, totally understand that, take some time, or first I'll say something along the lines of like, is there anything I can answer for you to help clear this up? But if they say, no, I just need time to think about it or talk to I get that I talk to my husband a lot. So with the talk to my husband, I'm like, great. So when would you like, what time do you want me to reach out to you tomorrow? Or what time do you want me to reach out to you on Tuesday? So give them 2 days. I give them the time. I don't like just say, hey, when would you like me to reach out to you? Because then what if they tell you like next month? Like, I'm always like, okay, I'll reach out to you tomorrow and I'll answer any questions that you have. Or I'll reach out to you on Tuesday afternoon, and whatever questions you have, please feel free to have them ready for me so I can answer. That gives me at least a time to say no. Then there's going to be times where, and you guys can post questions in here, so I'm kind of just winging this right now. You guys can post questions in the chat box that you have on this too. People that don't answer your messages. So how many of you guys have had those people where you're like, man, I know she is going to sign up. You send her the app and then she never does anything with it. I have 5 of those right now. 5 are sitting in my freaking outbox and it's making me nuts. So again, it's been me, and the thing. But here's the thing, and here's the analogy I'm going to use with you guys. And I want you guys to think about this. A lot of people think that following up, how many of you guys think that you're being annoying if you're following up? When is the last time, and post in the chat box, what is the last big purchase you made? TV, dresser. Okay. Think about these stuff, okay? If you went into a store and you said, I'm buying this TV, I'm buying this Coach purse, I'm buying this dresser, but I'm going to come back for it tomorrow. Would you be mad if the person called you the next day to follow up with you on your purchase after you said you were going to do it? And then 2 days later, you've ignored them for a while and they're still calling you because you told them you were going to buy this from them. The TV, the car, the dresser, the Coach purse. Would you be mad if they followed up with you again the next day? You are a business, guys. I know that if I walked into a car dealership and I said I was going to buy a car and I'd be back tomorrow, that you better be damn sure that that guy's calling me the next day. We are businesses. So we can't look at following up like it's icky, because following up is part of our job. And until they tell you no, F off, which I've never had in my 3 years, until you get that NO, which even when they tell me no, I still follow up with them the next month, because no means not right now to me. I don't take no. No does not process in my brain. I still follow up with them until they're ready. I will say that I am a kind of a 3 strikes you're out on the people that I send a form to and they never fill out. So I won't continue badgering somebody after I sent the app and they're just not feeling it, because I honestly know that they're not going to do it. If they haven't done it within 24 hours, they're not doing it. So I will follow up the next day and say something like, hey girl, wanted to check in and see if you got your enrollment app. Notice you haven't filled it out yet. Do you have any more questions about it that I can answer for you? If they don't answer again, the next day I'll respond again. Or sometimes they'll do the whole like, oh yeah, I saw it, I just need to do something, and tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day I'll follow up with them again. I'm like, okay, hey, just want to check in with you again. Are you still interested in joining our group? Nothing. Next day I'll do the final message where I'm like, hey, just wanted to reach out for the last times. I really don't want to keep blowing up your inbox. If you're not into this anymore, please don't hesitate to tell me no right now. I can put you on my follow-up list for next month and we can give it a shot then. They don't answer again, I literally take their name and I put them into March, and I will follow up with them then. Stephanie said, how do you deal with people who don't read your message after a while? This one drives me insane. We have a conversation and I start to follow up and then they don't read it. That's kind of tough, because you can see when they read it. I think that's the worst thing Facebook could have done, is let us know when they read those messages. Because I'm like I know you read that. For those that don't read it, I still send them messages the way that I would follow up with anybody else, even if it's like 5 in a row. I mean, again, I don't have like any filter for myself as many times as I follow up. I really don't. Like, I will continue following up until you tell me no. So I would just continue like following up with her like you would anywhere else. And usually, like yesterday I sent somebody a happy birthday message yesterday, and she didn't respond to my last message, and she never saw it. And she actually said, hey, I'm actually so glad you messaged me because I never saw your last message. She goes, and she actually answered that one based off of her happy birthday. So just keep following up with them. But yes, people can actually can read it and then mark it as unread too. And I do that all the time because I don't check my messages that often. And if I need to see something really quick, then I can really mark it as unread. I don't know if many people do that, but it is possible. But I do want to talk about convincing, because one thing we don't want to do is convince somebody. You don't want to be Emily says, it's like they're hiding behind not reading it, so they don't have to feel obligated to reply. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would probably I do that same thing to like It Works people all the time. So I understand. But again, they will answer. Again, it's just one of those things where I tell people all the time, like, hey, it's where I was just going with this was, you don't want to be the one that has to convince them. You shouldn't have to. Because here's the thing, if we convince them to do it, they will quit. It's like a 95% chance that they will quit because they're not personally ready to do it. So instead of trying to convince somebody, I say something along the lines of, I'm really pulling this from the follow-up examples document that's in our team page. The last thing I want to do is convince you of anything. If this is not something that you're excited about, then maybe it's not for you. But if you're hesitating because you're nervous of whether or not the investment is worth it, or if this is the right type of program for you, those are things I can help you with. It's natural to be nervous. We all are, right? Anything worth it is going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. I have sent that to so many people, and every time I get a response. They are scared to tell you no. They're scared to tell you no. I've also said, I'm sensing this isn't the right fit for you, at least not right now. And that's okay. The offer always stands. Now that you have a good idea of what this whole thing is about, do you know of anybody else that might be interested? I've used that. People have referred people to me. And I've also used, hey, I'm writing to see if you actually use this one the most. I'm writing to see if you're still interested in continuing our conversation. I'm really not trying to continue blowing up your inbox. If you're having a hard time telling me no, please don't give it a second thought. I have no attachment to your decision. I'm just here to help you if you're ready. I'd love to continue chatting if you're interested. I'm really good at staying on top of my follow-up, so until you tell me no, I'm going to keep checking in. I've said that one over and over and over again. And guys, these are literally, I'm going to post them in the chat box real quick, but these are literally in our team page. I want to let me post it. Does anybody have any specific questions about following up that I can answer for you? Because I know this is something that a lot of you guys are dealing with. You can unmute yourselves if you want to. I'm trying to post these over. There we go. Anything specific? Are these helping? For how often, there's no wrong reason. Like I said, I operate on the 3 strikes you're out method after the app goes out, and then I move them to the next month. Every single person I have an accumulating list. I'll tell you that. So like my invite list or my follow-up list for the following month is bigger and bigger every month because obviously I'm reaching out to new people every single month. So you want to just continue as many people as possible. Like I honestly, and especially if you're pushing for a big goal. If you're pushing for like, if you're at the end of the last day of the month, like I was last month, I was January 31st and I was not at Success Club 10 yet. I followed up with everyone, every single person I had. So if you're pushing for a big goal, you want to follow up. But honestly, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I've even sent messages where it's like, hey, I saw you read my message. Are you interested? And like I said, I have no shame. I have no shame. And that confidence muscle came over time. But I've gotten to the point where I believe so firmly in what we do that I know that they're going to benefit from it. And I want to make sure that I'm following up as often as possible. So I know this wasn't as structured of a call as we usually do. It was kind of all over the place, but I hope it helped you guys. I hope that it helped you guys to see like how I would handle certain situations. And I don't know, does anybody have any last minute questions or anything that you need help with or situations you've dealt with? Don't feel like you're annoying people by following up with them. Don't feel like you're annoying. Like today, actually, like you guys know I'm very religious. I sat down today at 10 a.m. and I was so proud of myself for actually being on my computer early today. And I listened to like 3 Jesus songs and I invited 13 people, formed with 26, added 10, and invited 5 to the business opportunity. And I felt like a freaking maniac. It was incredible, like whenever my mindset was right. And I know that if you're on this team, you have some sort of like connection to God/universe. So I don't care, but like I'm telling you, that shit works. And you don't care what people think of you when you're listening to Jesus music. I'll tell you that right now. I'm like, oh man, I'll send every follow-up. No one cares about what I'm saying. I have so much to say, and I'm like literally fighting objections. Like I don't care. Like God singing in my ears, I was great. So I'm just telling you, like even if it's not Jesus music, find a song, like listen, literally put on a good playlist and just put your headphones on and then literally say out loud, like, I don't really give a shit what people think, and I'm just gonna do this. The biggest fear that we have in regard to power hours, follow-ups, invites is like our own head. Like your head is your own obstacle. You have no freaking clue what the person on the other side of the screen is thinking. No clue. And honestly, it's amazing that I invited 12 people today, and out of those 12 people, 2 people messaged me back and said, I have been wanting to message you for so long, but I've been so nervous. I'm telling you, the Jesus music probably did it, 1. But 2, it's like I knew that like I needed to get over my damn self, and I needed to send the messages. One of them, literally, I haven't had a conversation with since April of 2016. Somebody that I finally was like, you know what? How the hell did she fall for the cracks? And I invited her. And she's somebody that's like, is buying a challenge pack from me. You never know, guys. So again, if you haven't done your power hour yet today, it's 9 o'clock. I'm letting you guys go, but if you haven't done your power hour tonight, put on some good music and just shoot out messages. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Don't even do it any longer than that. 20 minutes. Shoot out your messages, shoot out your follow-ups, and then shut your computer so you don't have to sit around and wait for them, because that makes it nerve-wracking. And then go about your night. And do it every day. And the payoff will be huge. And if you have questions, send me screenshots. Send your upline screenshots of what you're dealing with in your conversations. That's what they're there for, to help you with that. And my PS page, you guys, I have a document at the top of the page. Post them in the comment section. Kelsey Carter is the only one that's taken advantage of it so far. If you're dealing with shit, screenshot it and put it in there so I can help you. Like, that's what I'm here for. And now from that one post, 2 posts she posted underneath there, I can tell you what, she's never made that same thing again probably. She knows exactly what to do now. So use those resources to your advantage. All right. I am literally, like, my voice is leaving. Like, I cannot believe how much I've talked. So I'm going to go, but I'll let you guys have a good rest of your night. Emily, you got this, girl. I'm excited for you. Everybody else, let me know if you need anything. You guys have a great rest of your week. We are back to guest speakers next week. I have all of March scheduled out, so I'll post the team calendar and stuff like that in the next couple weeks. But I will see you guys later. Talk to you next week. Bye, guys.